Hey guys, so I just wanted to talk to you about something that really just came to my mind actually today. And I wanted to talk to you about it because it is November and we are planning for the next steps in business right now if you're a business owner. If you're not a business owner, this still can be for you when you're thinking about planning things for your kids, planning things for your family, different things like that. So, I'm going to hop on into this because I don't want it to take a super long time, but this really is, for me, it's going to be based off business planning and your seasons and A, fighting discouragement, and then B, making sure that you are tending to the things that are so important to you in your business, and not just your business, but your overall brand that you're building and putting out there. Okay. So this whole concept came to me from a few different places, and I recently have gone through a transition in business to where I first started out as just doing some photography here and there on the side, and then I was doing social media management, and now it's grown to where I'm full on in network marketing. I'm a social media consultant, and then I do photography on the side as well as public speaking. So, how would I see that I could be successful in each thing and not be spread too thin? And honestly, it has taken me so long to figure out how to go about this, but I have found a formula that's going to work for me. And I hope that if you're a multi passionate person, it can work for you too. So I'm going to be looking at my notes because it's very detailed, but I'm going to try to keep it as quick and simple as possible for the case of this video. Okay. So first of all, I am in a network marketing company. I'm, like I said, a photographer, and I also do consulting and things like that. And I really feel like the consulting coaching aspect of who I am and what I do, it's really balanced between the public speaking and stuff. So depending on if I'm getting booked to public speak or I'm having a consultation with somebody, like consulting them on their social media or their marketing and things like that, those kind of go like one and the same for me. So I would really say that I just have like three pillars of my business. One is lifestyle, and that means either helping someone become debt free or change their lifestyle when it comes to what they're putting in their body, putting on their body, and becoming healthier in both areas of their life when it comes to physical health and then when it comes to their financial situation. So that's one. The next thing with photography, I like to really focus on natural light photography, and I love focusing on specifically like working one-on-one with someone. And my dream person is always like a brand that I can help build by offering up my photography services to them. And then that kind of goes hand in hand with both things. When it comes to being a network marketer, I'm able to offer up photography to my team and help them out and give them tips. But then I'm also able to dip into the consulting and things by equipping the people that I coach in the businesses that I work with my photography, and just giving that to them to enable them, empower them to be able to go and run with the marketing plan that I came up with for them. Okay. So those are three different things, but the great thing is that they all have their time and place. Now, I am not one to completely say that my math year is the exact season for each thing, because I believe that God is in full control of my business. And so when God says it's time for this to have a harvest, then it's time to tend to that harvest. When it's time for another thing that I really want to have a harvest, but God's saying, you know what, it's really just time to plant some seeds there and spend time in the waiting and trust in the waiting, and I'm stretching you in that waiting time, then I'm just going to trust that. So I do believe that things have seasons. I just don't believe that we're in full control of the seasons. But going along with that, I do think that it's important that we see our role in it and see that we are called to co-labor in these different things that we're called to do in life. So for me, with these three things, they all make up the brand of Hillary Griffin. Okay. So Hillary Griffin and Co. is something that I founded just about a year ago, made it official, got my LLC and everything. And so this is what I do throughout Hillary Griffin and Co. These are these three things. So first of all, what I look at is I made a little Oh, I made like one list, and then I also have like a year calendar. So it's really just the months broken up. It is not the days of the month, it's just the month labeled, okay? And you can do this via list or a calendar. But here I am showing you my little tips right now where I can say, okay, this is how you can look at your calendar for either finishing out the year strong and not getting discouraged, or looking at going into your next year calendar and saying, okay, this is when my harvest is happening and this is when I'm planting. So for me personally, um, with a type of network marketing company that I'm in, I focus on lifestyle and wellness just overall. And so for me, a great time to be planting seeds would be like in the fall time. And then here comes like gifting time and everything. Since I sell products, it's a great time for me to sell some of those things as gifts to people. So when I'm wrapping up the year, November and December gift time, that's a great harvest time. Another great harvest time for that type of business is going to be January to April, because everybody's working on their New Year's goals and things like that. And they're really gung-ho, like they're ready to just run with it. So that's a great harvest time. But I know the seasons of my business, and though it's not going to completely die, my business will never completely just shut down. But when it gets a little bit slower, I can be ready for it and I can plan for it so that I still succeed, even though I'm in a planting type of season. So a planting season for my kind of business like that would be kind of like the summertime. That's a time that people have put in the work before summertime, and then they are going to look at, I don't need to buy maybe this whole system. I just need the maintenance stuff because I want to maintain this as I go. So that's, how my business just shifts seasons. So I would say it's planting and a lot of me saying, here's something to help you maintain the big things that you achieved during like what would have been my harvest time with those customers. Okay. Same thing for the business whenever I'm leading my team. Now they're going to see a big like influx of income coming in because that is a harvest time for that type of business. And then I'm coaching them and leading them to see not to be discouraged during the planting time. Just figure out, how can I tweak my business to fit this type of season? I'm planting seeds and I'm also taking care of who I've already gotten. I'm tending to them so that when it's harvest time again, I don't neglect these new customers or teammates that I got. I'm fully prepared and ready to take on another harvest. Okay. So that's that. When it comes to photography, because I run a very small niche when it comes to photography, I'm perfectly fine with having big gaps of planting and small harvest when it comes to photography for me. So I look at, when is it like comfortable outside, because I'm a natural light photographer. So that means that my planting time is going to be like all winter long and stuff. And then my harvests are going to be a couple months in spring, a couple months in fall. And that's photography for me. But how it plays out, it's actually perfect. It fits in the gaps of my big harvest time for my network marketing business. So when my network marketing business starts to go on a little bit of a slowdown, my photography business kicks right up. So it's perfect way to map it out. And then when it comes to my coaching and consulting and public speaking, I can't control when I'm booked to public speak, but I know that I can help people get ready for their year in the winter time. And I can help people start their year out strong throughout the beginning months of the new year. So that's kind of how I map those things out. And I know this is a time that I'm planting. This is a time that and during the planting, you're also maintaining. And then this is the time that I'm bringing in a new harvest and starting up new projects and launching new, teammates and helping new people. So I hope that these little tips here will be something that helps you, because all of us that are entrepreneurs, it's so easy to get discouraged and think like, man, things are slow, like this is not working. Am I really doing what I'm supposed to do? And let me be the one to remind you that you are called and you are equipped to do exactly what God set out for you and for your life, and that you are needed. You are needed in your place of influence. So if you are at home and you're like, okay, I work from home and this is what I do, and it is discouraging and things, I completely get that. I can be right there in that with you, but when I tell you that you are called to be exactly who you are, and because your one story through going through a season like that, maybe you have in the past, and whenever you share that story and you encourage your team, or you get to work with a couple and the next season comes around and now it's time to announce, a baby, and then the next season comes around, it's time to take 1 year pictures of that baby. Maybe your photography business is just a small boutique one like mine. Be encouraged to know that there is a time and a place for everything in your life. And when you can be intentional with co-laboring with God when it comes to your business, I truly believe that you will find the harvest even when you're in the planting. And when you're in the harvest time, you will have planted so long that you will still be planting while you're harvesting, and you'll be tending to things in the way that God intended you to, where it's not overbearing, you're not overwhelmed, but you're fully living in a place of, I know that with every action, even with everything that feels like a setback, it's really just something being planted and being put under for another time. So I hope that this is encouraging. I hope that this helps you with planning and getting ready for your next big projects and things that you're looking forward to and the promotions that you're working for. And I can't wait to share with you next time.